to get going.
So after 102 days away, Arsenal women are back and they need to hit the ground running as well. They've got 90 minutes here, plus extra time and penalties if required, to see off Linköping and book their spots in the next stage of qualifying. That's going to be on Saturday. They can't afford to get off to a slow start here against the strong Swedish side who are scoring for fun in their domestic league. The Champions League's back, and Arsenal will be doing everything they can to ensure their name is in the group stage draw in October. There's a sellout attendance here inside Linköping Arena. Still a few fans required to take their seats. There was a fire drill just before kick-off, so I imagine following the evacuation there, which is why the game is taking place at a slightly delayed kick-off time. We will be seeing those seats start to fill up as well. Plenty of star power on display. Caitlin Ford and Noella Maritz, the two in shot there. Two seasoned campaigners now for the Gunners, joined by a number of new faces for this season. Kim Little, how good is it to see her back on the pitch? The Arsenal captain exchanging pre-match pennants with Emma Lennartson, the most experienced player in the Linköping side, 32 years old. More than 200 appearances for her team. So let's take a look at the team news then, and it's an exciting one from an Arsenal point of view. Three new faces making their Gunners debuts today, with Amanda Illestedt, Chloe Lacasse and Alessia Russo all starting. There's also a welcome return to the side, as mentioned, for Kim Little, who starts for the first time since April. Beth Mead as well, who has been sidelined for the last 10 months, is fit enough to make the bench. For the hosts, it's two changes from Friday's goalless draw against league leaders BK Häcken. Stina Lennartson comes in at right wing back alongside her namesake Emma in Linköping's back five. And leading scorer Cornelia Capox is reinstated to Anders Jakobsen's electric front line. Michelle de Jong is expected to provide the creativity in midfield. Saori Takarada is one to watch as well. Referee for today is Deborah Annex, even at 31. She is an experienced figure in the women's game, but can be quite card happy. And one appointment in the men's game this season saw her dish out 10 yellow cards and 2 reds as well, which Gilly is going to be a match made in heaven for Katie McCabe.
Yeah, I'm just grateful that I'm not playing and she never ref me, because I probably wouldn't last longer than 5 minutes on the pitch. But yeah, in regards to Katie McCabe, you know, you want her to stay out of the referee's books today, especially.
Frida Mornan, on her return to this stadium, gets Arsenal underway. Immediately, you're seeing Anu Zinsberger pushing a long way out of goal. I think if games at this level in the past have been anything to go by, she won't be as busy as perhaps she is in a normal WSL game. However, the Champions League has that extra sense of jeopardy, which has seen Manchester City exit the competition in these early qualifiers. She's already been involved in passing out from the back, the Austrian goalkeeper. First couple of touches in Arsenal red for Amanda Illestedt. Four goals for her out in Australia and New Zealand at the World Cup. Been really A real whirlwind summer for her. He secured the move from Paris Saint-Germain to come to North London, trading capitals in Europe. Maritz. Little helping things on for Lacasse, and now Russo. Nice couple of touches from her, back to Mornham. Getting forward for a second, looked to be in behind. Slightly too much on that pass. The ball is going to roll off this surface as well, isn't it, Gilly, with the 4G that it is?
Yeah, and I think it's lovely build-up play there as well. And what you'll see with Russo is she likes to drop deeper and get involved. Little one-touch around the corner. She likes to play like that, and she'll be great to link up as well with the 10 and into the midfield.
Little. Now McCabe. Powering away from her marker. I think Tandberg. And Scherping have possession back. Lenartsen. Back to Island. Now out for Selleru, the left wing back. Carlson. Belty finding Russo. It's a neat turn by her. She brings Lacasse into play as well. Plenty of space on this near side. Can she conjure up? An easy save in the end. Kaiser Anderson.
Yeah, I'm not too sure really if that was the right decision. Oh, she does well to cut inside. I think she was just driven at looking at the goal the whole time, but it seemed to open up for an early crossing as well, but just decided to go on her own and take it on her own.
Cass is prolific in this competition. 7 goals in last season's Women's Champions League for Benfica. Also scoring against Bayern in the group stage. From the early patterns of play, it's exactly what we expected from this game, Gilly.
Yeah, I mean, you're expecting Arsenal to have a lot of possession.
It's been given away, though. A chance now for Capox to bring the ball forward. And a supporting run in the form of Yuka Mamiki at the far post as well. The deflection was just enough to take it away from her. Vital intervention on the outstretched leg of Kim Little.
It's one of those ones as well where if a team is set in shape, then you need to move the ball quickly, you know, and support off the ball has to be good, but you can't turn it over sloppy just like you've just seen then from Moy. You have to move the ball.
Usland trying to find the number 9, Tandberg. Moy, this time much more accurate with the pass. Forward. Mornham. Decent looking cross into the box. Usland got behind it. It's a shot for a handball as well, which has been given. And Arsenal find themselves with a real opportunity to go a goal ahead. Inside the penalty area is the shout. Get a closer look at it here. I don't think it was from Uslan there. It was her clearance, wasn't it, that cannoned off a teammate's arm. Either way, Kim Little, who has scored 2 penalties in last season's Champions League, with a chance from the spot. 6 minutes into this game, usually so dependable from these situations. It's Little, and it's been saved by Anderson. And Arsenal unable to net on the follow-up either. Danger not quite cleared yet. And that's a bit of a collector's item.
I always find as well, when a goalie saves a penalty and people talk about Arsenal, they always go, oh, we always say, oh, that's a poor attempt. But what about it's actually a good save from the goalkeeper? And it's a bit hard, really, to difference the difference between them. But obviously for me, Kim, it didn't really seem that convincing. It didn't seem like there was a lot of power behind it. Good height for the goalie. It is a good save. But obviously Kim will be frustrated with herself that she hasn't put that in the back of the net.
Could have been a perfect return to action for Kim Little. She will be made to wait for her goal should she find the back of the net this afternoon. McCabe. Also unable to gather. That's the foul on Capox, but happily playing advantage is Deborah Annex. Carson. Takarada not taking any risks up against Little. Lennartson. Picked on by her namesake there on the far side, no one on the same wavelength. Yeah, a good time to remind you of the qualification process for the Champions League group stage. We're currently in a 14 qualifying tournaments. Paris and the Ukrainian side FC Krivas play at 8 o'clock at the same venue later on. And the winners of the two games will then play on Saturday for a chance of reaching the playoff stage. It's going to be a two-legged affair as well. The likes of PSG and Wolfsburg are sides that Arsenal could end up facing, meaning that they will have to play 4 games before even reaching the Champions League group stage. But Lacasse has managed to steal a march there on Carlson. Canadian unable to pick out Little. Nice switch of play though by Carlson. Namiki. There's a run over the top as well. And Nartson's in behind, and she had Tamberg with her. The quality on the pass, and she is going to be offside.
Yeah, Illicet does really well there to cover Woburn Moy. Kate McCabe just caught a little bit too high, and the ball's gone over the top to him. But well defended by Arsenal at the end. Obviously, just watching the replay back, it is a good height for the goalkeeper. It doesn't seem like there's that much power behind it as well. I think Kim's just trying to place it into the corner, but it's a good save by the goalkeeper. But what you notice as well is Arsenal just a little bit lacklustre to the second ball, you know, and that's because it's early stages of the season.
Lacasse. It's already been a bundle of energy on this right-hand side. Little loses out to Takarada. Tamberg. Takarada again, just seems to have an extra second when she is in possession. Oti. Ford. A bit more direct, looking for the run of Lacasse again. Arsenal do just need to be careful that they don't start forcing it too early. Plenty of time in this game. As you said, Gilly, it's about finding your feet in these early stages of the season, getting the passing going. Mornan.
I think you just noticed, I mean, they win a corner by Arsenal, but it's just getting on the same wavelength, you know, getting on the same page. Marnham seeing the pass there, Full just reacting a little bit too late to it, but it's expected because it is the first game of the season. It is expected to just be a little bit behind on those sort of things.
Bruna Mornan then to deliver this one. She's the second highest goal scorer for Arsenal last season, 16 goals across all competitions, 5 in the Champions League. Can she be the creator-in-chief? Towards Lacasse at that far post. Beatty gambled and is able to keep this one in. Little. Space opening up for her. And that one wasn't too far away.
It is a great attempt by Kim Little there. Chloe Lacasse as well. You see this, her second touch, just seems like the ball just gets stuck underneath her foot, which is natural when you're playing on a pitch like this, but manages to get a great strike off millimetres away.
Maritz. Gilly, you've played with Kim Little before. Just how good is she?
Yeah, I've played with her, and I knew how good she was then, played against her, and then even realised even more so how great of a player she is. But from a centre-back playing with the likes of Kim Little, who wants the ball all the time, will always show for you, she's a dream player to play with and a great leader as well for Arsenal.
What would you say her leadership style's like? Because obviously you're very chatty. Is she loud, or does she lead by example?
She leads by example. She's not afraid, though, to tell you if something's not good enough. She's not going to be the one screaming and bellowing, but yeah, she sets the tone and sets the standard with the way she trains, you know, off the pitch, how she acts. She's just ultimate professional.
Fan favourites for Arsenal. Incredible number of records to her name as well. Racked up her 250th appearance for the club last season. Space opens up here for Capox. Runners up there with her as well. Cape's going to sniff out the danger on that occasion. There's a neat turn by Little. Okay, a bit more central now for Arsenal. Forward. Oh, he's looking to shift the ball back onto that right foot. Mornan with the delivery, looking for Rousseau. Tandberg. Carlson gives it straight back to Little. There's one player you don't want to give it to, it's her. Rousseau with the effort. Lifted wide, another Arsenal corner.
Yeah, you can see what Rousseau was trying to do there. Smart on the turn, took a touch out of her feet, but Kim Little does so well, picks the ball up, drives. Rousseau only had one thing on her mind though, and that was to open up and have a strike.
She had a different kind of threat to what Arsenal had with Stina Blackstenius last season. Really fierce competition for places as well when Viviana Miedemar comes back too. And then Beth Mead is of course fit and firing. She's on the bench this afternoon. McCabe then to deliver from this near side. In towards Rousseau, who climbed well. So it's going to be a tough ask getting that one past Anderson from that far out. Tandberg flicks on for Capox. There's an extra run on the far side as well with Lennartson. She's not been scared of breaking forward on that right-hand side. Lestat to join her. Momentarily cleared, Lennartson into Mamiki. Away by Lacasse. Takarada underneath it, battling away with Marnham. Marnham can bring that one out of danger. And a step. Lacasse. Gets into the ball fairly by Carlson. De Jong. Fox finding Tamberg. That's better play by the hosts.
Yeah, Marshall just needs to take a bit more care in possession. I don't really think, to be honest, they're going to get much from this referee today either. So, you know, they've just got to be careful with it. Be sensible with it. Don't force balls forward. Keep the ball. Tire Linköping out, you know. And yeah, and just look after it, because as soon as they lose it, they're on the counter.
And they keep with 2 arms up on the far side. Every target inside the Arsenal 6-yard box. It comes from the Japanese winger. Away by Zinsberger. Moy, I'm not sure, wanted that pass from Little. Linköping can enjoy a bit more of a sustained spell of possession. Lennartsen. So there's a problem for Nelly Carson, the left-sided centre-back of the 3. She's featured in every game for Linköping this season. So that is quite the concern for the home side. It does give the 2 teams a chance to regroup, and I wonder, Gilly, what Jonas Eidevall will be saying to his players in that huddle.
You'd like to think he'd say, stay patient, you know, and be tidy with the ball in possession. You're looking at it then, Kim Little, you're going back to Woman Moore, you're putting her in a bit of bother. Just go forward. If there's nothing on, just go forward and get yourselves up the pitch. Woman Moore, if nothing's on, go over the top, you know, because Linköping are looking for Arsenal to turn over the ball so that they can get on the front foot and attack. And essentially, you are the away team, you know, so you got to play like that in a sense, and be sensible and just take care of the ball.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but there is a heavy degree of bandaging on the right leg there from Carson. The fact the shin pads off implies it might be the end of her game. This is another look at the penalty incident. Cannons off the arm, doesn't it, of Stina Lennartsen on the edge of the penalty area. Really harsh on her and unfortunate. So the first change is a debut. Angela Beard coming on, having only recently joined from the W League expansion team Western United. She's an experienced figure, 26 years old, a full international for the Philippines, having switched from Australia. She's going to have to adjust to the rhythm of this game very quickly. Forward by Usland. Lennartsen looking to get behind McCabe again. Used their body well, though, the Ireland captain. Little.
Just watching that then, Arsenal playing out from the back, you've got Zinsberger who's coming quite high, practically being like a third centre-back. Really, what Woman Moy then should be doing is, if Zinsberger's that high, she should be coming out a bit wider, which means then Katie McCabe can go a bit higher, which in that ball across from Illistit, Katie McCabe would have been there. She's a bit higher. So it's a bit, I'm just watching Zinsberger and I'm a bit nervous as a centre-back anyway for a goalie to be doing that, but there's got to be a reason behind doing that.
Looking to stretch the channels again, the home side. does feel like they sense that there is going to be space in those wide areas, especially with Noella Maritz and Katie McCabe looking to bomb forward, as they often do. About midway through this first half, and Arsenal have had a penalty saved, and Chloe Lacasse has shot straight at Kaiser Anderson as well. But aside from that, Gunners haven't been able to create too much. Just need to get into their usual fluency.
Just needs to be moved a little bit quicker as well. It's too slow, you know, like I just said then, with Zinsberger coming high, skip players out, miss players out, balance the ball, move them, you know, and you've got to allow Lynn to come out. That's when the space will open up for the likes of Marnham, Kim Little to be picking it up in the pockets.
Hit a step. And there's Marnham finding a pocket of space. That's a nice play by the Gunners. First time passing on this occasion. Lacasse to Marnham, who miscues her pass. Maritz. All right, Gilly. You saw how quickly they were able to go up through the gears there, the Gunners. Yeah, they're capable of it. It's just a case of getting rid of that rustiness that every season starts with. Rousseau. Moy looking to force the issue a bit more. Ford. Lacasse. Chelsea. A bit of a sore one there from Tamberg. Morno. Doesn't go between her and Little. Ford's brought into action as well. Australian will settle for another Arsenal corner.
Yeah, you've seen it is difficult for Arsenal because of how Linköping is set. They're set up. They're set up in a block. You know, they're there to frustrate Arsenal.
Short from the corner this time, the Gunners. Little. We've seen her take aim from here before. This time she finds Mornham. And fires into the side netting.
Again, I think you're just noticing the ball just getting stuck under players' feet. You know, especially Kim Little there. She's trying to return. She's trying to get away from her marker, but the ball, it's the pitch how it is. It's just stand underneath her feet.
Tamberg proving to be quite a nuisance up front. Very useful hold-up player to have. Here she is again. This time outnumbered by the Gunners, but again the surface causing all sorts of problems as it skips up. Maritz. Giving it straight to Lennartson. And here's De Jong. Into Tamberg. Miki to her right. De Jong back in the middle, but it's good defending by Caitlin Ford.
Yeah, really good recovery from Caitlin Ford there. Wins it, tries to look to go forward as well. Could have forced it, but didn't. Just went back and kept the ball.
McCabe. Urged forward by her teammates to pick out Lacasse. Roberts is on her bike on the right-hand side. Little looks to go to the left. Now Ford up against Lennartson once more. Good defending by the Swede.
I think Arsenal as well, they need to try and get McCabe and Moritz a little bit higher in those pockets, because Linköping, the defenders don't know whether to go or whether to stay. And Kate McCabe then, as you just see, picks the ball up, naggers the space, able to turn and drive forward.
Linköping have already had a number of Arsenal corners to defend, but they've done well so far. McCabe in towards Wilvermoy. A combination, perhaps, of Anderson and the post kept that one out.
Yeah, it's a good delivery in from Kate McCabe. Wilvermoy gets up, peels round the back. It's a good save by the goalkeeper as well, strong hand.
Oh, well, Kaiser Anderson this season, she's very much the clear number one in this side. And every single minute. Only kept 6 clean sheets so far, though. She's being made to work for it this afternoon. Takarada unable to get that ball under control. And the Cass will waste no time getting Arsenal back on the front foot. Where it needs to be a bit zippier, you expect. Moore again, picking out Ford. More direct by the Australian this time, and Ford's in a good area. It's on its way through to goal. Arsenal in the ascendancy. Lacasse. McCabe. Mornham. All of a sudden, Linköping with every player back behind the ball. Get the sense that it may just require that individual bit of brilliance that we saw from Caitlin Ford just then.
Yeah, and I really like Ford as a player. I think in the World Cup, a lot went through her, and when she was having a good game, when she was able to get into the game, it set Australia alight, you know, and she controlled a lot of the game. And then fantastic footwork then, bypassing 2 defenders to get into the area.
Here she is again, picked out by McCabe. This time crossing. Cass was in there, Russo's in there as well. Oh, that one took a wicked deflection. Morning was looking to profit.
Get another delivery in by Ford. Really though, there's only a couple of players in there. So Kim Little on the side volley. They can't really connect to it, get enough power behind it.
Arsenal pressing very high. And Linköping have managed to break through it. Now here's Lennartson. Known for getting forward this much at this stage in her career. She's done really well there to pick out Sellerud, who can cut inside herself. Straight at Zinsberger.
And that is sometimes the worry as well when the team do high press like Arsenal. If you don't all go together, or the team's able to bypass the press, and sometimes you can then be exposed. Arsenal just do enough though to force Lennartson to play the ball wide. But you know, they deal with it in the end, but that's the worry sometimes when you press. You've all got to go together and you've got to time it right.
Russo making her debut in Champions League football. Mornham. 4 years she spent here as a Linköping player. Good hold-up play this time by Russo. And there was the return as well into Kim Little. Finding herself in very advanced positions, the Arsenal captain. Wide to Lacasse. Still only 2 players in red in the Linköping penalty area, surrounded by blue shirts. Okay, just going to chase after the ball she gave away. Tamberg.
In these sort of games, though, it's ultimately the person on the ball is the person who makes the decision, but a lot of responsibility lies with the other players, the supporting players. How am I moving for a teammate? And sometimes you move, not necessarily to get the ball, but to open up other space, but you can't be static. It's the worst thing when I was playing as a centre-back, when you're looking up and you've just got a bank, the opposing team, 2 banks of 4, whatever, sitting in front of you, and everyone's just standing watching you. It's really tough.
Movement slightly lacking from Arsenal this afternoon. Still plenty of time to change that, only half an hour played. Little. Ford. And the ball just getting stuck under her feet. Managed to get a corner out of it though, and they were dangerous from the last one, the Gunners. Little Robin Moy pushing another good stop by Anderson. Delivery came from this side as well. Mornan offer up from this set piece. 23 minutes on the clock, still goalless in Sweden. Mornan delivers, pitched away by Anderson. And I think he's just going to be having one of those games where every single decision she makes is the right one, the goalkeeper. Okay, switching flank to pick out Lacasse. Now McCabe. And what she's capable of from those types of position. Very quickly closed down. Loose touch. Leah Velti. Sherkin. This is the thing. They're spending so much of the time inside their own half, chasing the ball. And they do get those opportunities, like one Elliot Capoch just had. Slightly run out of steam. No, it's a second bite of the cherry here. Albeit before Kim Little was into her very quickly.
I'm laughing because that's the second time Kim Little in the space of 30 seconds has won the ball back after Arsenal have transitioned it.
It's part of the game that goes under the radar as Marnham can line up another strike. You've got someone like Kim Little who is so good going forward. I mean, only 5 players have scored more than her 42 goals in this competition. Just 14 have played more than her 67. Only 10 have assisted more than her 16. It's the dirty side of the game as well, isn't it? The unfashionable part, Gilly, that you made your name doing, winning the ball back for your team and just passing it on.
Yeah, just keep it simple. I wish I had Kim's attacking ability, but unfortunately I missed out in that department, so I've done the dirty stuff instead.
It's nice to know your limitations, isn't it?
That's what I knew when I was a player. I knew my limitations.
Here's Maritz. Little's trying to make the run ahead of her. This is where there does need to be a bit more urgency in Arsenal's play. Maybe a few more options in midfield as well. It's loose by Velti again, uncharacteristically so from her in this first half.
It's just Arsenal trying to find a space and making sure they're not taking someone else's space. Now, Lister had the ball, she's looking for the diagonal, and Marnham pulls off of her player going into Katie McKay's space. So you're sort of ruling both of them out because she couldn't physically get the ball there.
Here is McCabe now, slightly behind Ford. Melty's there in support. Little. Ford staying wide. Looking to switch things up, looking for her good friend Alessia Russo over the top. So they did used to room together during their time playing for the Tar Heels over in America. Punched out wide by Little. Ford. It's worth a go. And straight to Anderson.
Yes, it's a good effort from Ford. You know, I don't think it was necessarily troubling the goalkeeper. Anderson done really well then. Safe claim. It's good for Ford to mix it up, you know, because she's been going down the byline every time. It's good for her to mix up and come back inside and have a shot.
Miki with a nice ball forward, and Larsson's through on goal. It's Lennartson. From the troubles Innsberger, but did have every Arsenal player running back towards their own net.
Yeah, again, it's another Arsenal turnover. Kate McCabe caught out of position as well in the spaces behind. I mean, she would have had to have done a lot to beat Zinsberger from that angle. It doesn't trouble her at all in the end, but it is something that Arsenal need to be aware of.
Stina Lennartson, 26-year-old right midfielder or right wing back. She was a surprise inclusion in the Sweden side. She actually got called up through injuries to other defenders. But then, Gilly, you were saying before we came on air, you actually saw her playing in midfield in one game, and she was incredibly impressive in the centre.
Yeah, I mean, and both of them, both the Lennartsons, done really well. But yeah, I mean, Sweden in the whole of the World Cup, they done well. They obviously got to the latter stages and lost out obviously to Spain. But it's great to see that side, other nations developing, you know, and it's exciting for when they come back in their home clubs to bring that standard back to there.
Sweden have been the force in women's football, must be said, although the money that's been going on, that's been put into the English women's game, actually seeing them attract more star power. But it's worth us remembering that back in 2007, when the Gunners did lift the Champions League trophy, they weren't playing against the Swedish side. A long time ago, with Mia, the one and only Marta up front.
I was a young 15-year-old pup watching on the bench there. Blagged myself a gold medal.
Best seat in the house. McCabe and towards Russo. Lacasse is there. She's looked lively on her debut.
Yeah, it's a good delivery again for Kate McCabe. She has an early look up, sees that the space is there. I think she initially was aiming for Russo. Not too sure how much Lacasse could see that, because Beard seems to go for the ball, but does enough to get a connection on it, but just wide of the post.
Anderson this time having to go long, but Tamberg really willing to put a body about up front. Slightly loose by Woodman-Moore. It will be kept in by Caitlin Ford. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Kim Little seeing a penalty saved inside 6 minutes. Gunners are on the front foot here with Mornham. She's again the Norwegian going for goal herself. And again, finding Vanessa Anderson in the way.
Another one of those attempts. Marnham this time in the half space. You know, picks it up, nice sharp turn. She's only got one thing on her mind. Now Anderson stretching, full stretch, tips it over. But it's really good for Marnham.
Now an opportunity to deliver from this corner. Gunners must be close to double figures on corners in this game. And now Anderson just able to cut that one from the sky. Actually, a former teammate of Frida Mornan. The two won the Swedish league together here in Linköping. The last time that they won the domestic top flight in 2017. Ilestedt. Cass. Beard will prevent that one from running out for another Arsenal corner. Just trying to up the tempo that bit more now, the Gunners. Mornan. Ford. McCabe looking for Russo again. And here's Kim Little! Whiskers wide off that bottom corner.
It's the player that you want picking it up in that space just outside the 18-yard box. Drills it low, you can see she laces that, hoping to find the bottom corner, but just goes wide of the post.
Seems like they've got much more of their range now in terms of shooting from outside the box, the Gunners. A couple of near misses for them towards the end of this first half. Ilestedt out for Maritz. Now Little. Gunners moving it around much better now. Mornan was waiting for McCabe to get up. He was slightly slow to join her, the Republic of Ireland international. Taking another risk, passing it out from the back. Inside are well into their season, as mentioned. They're playing with confidence. Russo. Back out for Mornan. McCabe, a bit deeper this time. He's going to evade everyone, including Lacasse at the far post.
Yeah, it's just Arsenal's decision-making in the final third. Just needs to be a bit better. You know, it's understandable because the sharpness isn't really there at the moment, but it's just the decision-making. Frida Mornan putting the ball in the box. Arsenal wasn't ever really in a position to win it. Katie McCabe then overhits the ball, really, and it runs out of play. It's just that it is frustrating because Linköping are sitting in a block, you know, and Arsenal they're trying to move them, they're trying to get it in the pockets, they're trying to mix it up, but it's just the final third decision making just needs to be a bit sharper from Arsenal.
Ilestedt, is there time for the Gunners to force their way through this resolute Linköping's defence before we break for half-time? Ford against Lennartson. It's round her again. It's a good ball into the box. Oh, and very nearly. A fortuitous deflection towards goal.
Ford does really well again. You know, she could have 2-3 players up against her out there, and she still manages to find a way into the box. Comes to Russo, she's trying to find the set for Marnham. Luckily for Linköping, it goes over the crossbar.
2 minutes to be added on at the end of this first period. Arsenal with a corner, Arsenal on the front foot. McCabe lofted up. Difficult to deal with in the swirling wind. It's Hamburg's behind that one, and now De Jong will get the opportunity to clear. Anywhere will do for Linköping. How much they want to preserve their clean sheet going into the break. There's a second ball on the pitch. I'm not sure anyone's actually noticed it as play goes on. Maritz. Final 60 seconds of the first 45 minutes. Instead, finding Lacasse again, the two summer signings linking up. Instead again, probably had more touches than any Arsenal player in this first period. Hamburg's been heavily involved for the hosts. Battling away with Messia Russo and winning the ball as well. Miki, there's Lennartson overlapping as ever. There's Emma Lennartson up to Stina. And now Emma again. Unable to keep that one in play. Well, it has been an action-packed first 45 minutes. It's been a bit slower paced at times than we're accustomed to seeing with Arsenal. They have had their chances. Little seeing a penalty saved after the ball had been handled inside the penalty area. That was just 6 minutes in. Maisa Anderson, who did save the penalty, has definitely been the busier of the two goalkeepers. On a number of occasions, she's had to tip the ball over the bar, push it wide, push it as far away from goal as possible, as Arsenal have taken range from various different positions in and around the penalty area. That's at half-time in this Champions League qualifier. It is Arsenal 0 and Linköping 0.